With millions being stolen each year by elaborate rip-offs that originate overseas, would it be possible to unmask the scammers? To catch a con man in the act? This man's been trying for years.
Satisfaction I get is that I have these guys busy with me and they're not making any money off of somebody that might actually fall for it.
Bill, who doesn't want us to use his last name, is what you'd call a scam baiter, kind of an avenging angel of the internet.
Well, I was getting a lot of junk email from them, and it was taking a lot of my time to go through and to delete it, and it was very frustrating. So I decided I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to waste some of their time.
When he'd receive an email promising money, he'd play along and send messages back to them to set up fake meetings.
They were receptive to my response, and I started running them all over the place, to airports and cities to pick me up, and I wasn't going to be there, and that was satisfying.
So we hired Bill to help us. His mission? To go online to hunt for scammers. If he saw a pitch that looked suspicious, he'd alert us. It didn't take long. We soon realized we might have several schemes to investigate. The first came in the form of a business proposition from someone claiming to be a government official in South Africa. He claims there is money locked away in a foreign bank account, an account he can't access himself. Only we can help him transfer money out of that account, and if we do, we'll get a big reward. The writer asks us to treat this information with the utmost discretion. Now it's time for us to infiltrate this scam. So Bill responds using a fictional name, Jimmy DeMoney. And he convinces this supposed government official, who calls himself Paul, that he's eager to know more. In other words, he pretends he's a sucker. Soon it's time to talk on the phone with someone who's likely an actual criminal. And that's where I step in, posing as businessman Jimmy DeMoney.
I'm very interested in this opportunity.
Who wouldn't be? I'm told I can earn millions. I asked my overseas friend Paul to help me understand. He explains I'll get my millions if I help in the transfer of another huge amount of cash.
So this money is just kind of floating around, and you just need a place to park it so you can get at your share, and then I would get my share.
Exactly.
Of course, the whole thing has to be kept strictly confidential.
I don't want you to discuss this with any person, even with your wife.
I'd find out a lot more about that later. In the meantime, Paul and I even have our own secret code.
So whenever I call you, I will tell you, in God we trust.
In God we trust.
Paul starts sending me faxes, papers I need to sign, and other official-looking documents. These are supposed to convince me the whole thing is legit. And I get more calls. My pal Paul wants to chat almost daily. I guess that is Jimmy DeMoney, is doing a great job because Paul offers me a bonus reward.
I think I should be adding some 500,000 for you because you're such a wonderful man.
So you're actually going to give me more money?
Yes, I'm telling you I'm going to give you more money as soon as the fund gets to your account.
Wow, not bad, and very enticing. Now we're getting closer to unmasking these crooks, closer to putting a face on these crimes. It will happen in London, a meeting where we will shake hands and close the deal. The scammers call it a signing ceremony.
Not like a drinking ceremony or no dancing girls or anything like that?
Nothing like ceremony. No. We don't ceremony. It's just for you, a contractor, to come and sign for the...
I see.
By now, I've spent nearly 2 months exchanging calls and emails, and incredibly, no one has asked me for a dime. According to law enforcement, the most sophisticated scammers are patient. They reel in their victims slowly, get them mentally and emotionally invested, then go for the gold. And that's just what happened next. Now, for the first time, they hit me up for money. After I've already agreed to go meet them in London, I'm told I'll need $14,000 in cash, fees to cover the so-called signing ceremony.
This $14,000 U.S. cash payment that I need to bring with me to release the larger funds into my account. And that's kind of a new thing that I'm just hearing about right now.
14 grand is a lot of money, but remember, I'm supposed to be getting millions in return. Then, a week before I'm set to travel, another twist. But first, the secret password.
In God we trust.
A personal crisis for my business associate, Paul. He needs a $3,500 loan to save his family's home.
I'm sure if you can get me $3,500, I will complete it to make it up to $7,500 to give them tomorrow morning. I don't know if you can do that for me. It's just a favor I need from you right now.
To keep things going and to make sure he continues to believe we have real money to burn, we wire a tiny fraction of what he asks, $200. Paul writes he's not happy. In the meantime, we've been wondering, who is this guy Paul? We couldn't confirm his address, and the government department he claims to work for doesn't seem to exist. But we do track his phone number and find it's the same number connected to a batch of overseas scams. So I guess Paul has a few other identities running on the internet. In fact, in one email, Paul signs a name we've never seen before, a Mr. Yumna. It must be a mistake. And I pretend not to notice the slip-up.
Hello, Paul.
Soon, we're back on track, on our way to London. To meet not just Paul, but some of those other scammers we've met through emails. Face-to-face meetings, where in all probability, they'll try to fleece me.
Please have a seat over there. Thank you.
But the tables are about to be turned on a very different kind of online predator. And you'll see it all on Hidden Camera.
How often do you rip people off this way? Tell me.